want to be in such a wait such or the other things, like maybe it has same vision towards something, maybe it has idea of good collaboration or any, like it can depend on the intent of that network state. So what will happen, you will have a clear idea that who will be your leader is, and you are accepting it. It is not based on geographical location but your interest. And then also you start doing meeting in real life. So what will happen is, like, you'll go to different places for meetups and try to make a social network within that system ecosystem of network state. And then it will begin crowdfunding, because, like, as we said, like, it will be co-living state where you have your idea and different people have different roles, and to bring that idea flourishing. Mayur, if I am saying wrong, please cut me. And a networks node together is okay. So at the end, if I'll say on broader level, it is something that an idea defines a network state. It can be as big as you want, but it has to have some compliances. I don't know if it is here. Yeah, and everything is based on most of the blockchain smart contracts. So you are not liable to any person, but to that contract and whatever is written on that contract and however it is written.
Richa,
Yes.
I shared one article in the chat. So if you click on it, I think it it has like uh, one sentence summary, one paragraph summary, and like, it it talks the intent you're speaking. Yeah.
Yeah. So a network stage is a social network with an agreed upon leader, an integrated cryptocurrency, a definite purpose, a sense of national consciousness, and a plan to crowdfund the territory. So I guess this is that one sentence that makes everything clear. Kaveri, did you find any problem in this till now?
And like basically, you might think like, how is this different than other communities, which online, or what are other like local communities or unions in your area? Like, what is different about this network state? And once we start critically thinking, like what are some triggers and phenomena in network state which makes it way more powerful and different than other developments till date, is like it pretty much like, as Richa said earlier, that once you like creating your own currency has become like so easy. I could literally start Akidao currency by minting a smart contract, and like I can't start my own rupees or dollar currency. Like, so there's a big difference. And with your own currency, you can now start forming governance laws. You can start forming like trades, or like your own country, or your own like network state. And it once that sucks in, like it's like there were online communities. Like you might, let's say, consider gaming communities. You play a game, and that game has their own currency. You trade, and that's why one of the reason gaming communities are strong. But now, like, those gaming communities don't have interoperable assets and stuff like that. So here, like, if like other areas where Quora has 3 out of 5 characteristics from this, gaming communities have 4 out of 5. Like, if there is this 5 characteristics in a particular DAO, it makes it way more powerful. Like founding community, network union, building trust, and crowdfund, and like have governance and bottom up approach. So it's like, it's a phenomenon popularized by Balaji Srinivasan, that future is cloud first, land second. What do they mean? Like people will, let's say, build communities, stay in metaverse, decide and discuss. Oh, I like this building. in VR and AR make decisions, and then, oh, let's buy land and implement this ideas in a land, and let's start our own neighborhood. Let's make a totally new laws about, um, if it's a sustainability focused community, they can totally redefine. Oh, we don't want any cars in our land. Let's make it a very walkable neighborhood. So the whole governance part tied with currency, tied with community of passionate people makes it like quite interesting.
And one interesting thing I read was like the cryptocurrency is like, you are like you're seeing that it is enforcing cryptocurrency. So it is just because in the system of network states, cryptocurrencies work well. That is why it is there, because that economic forum is better for network state. Otherwise, they would have opted, if they have better options, they would have opted different thing also. That's just the ease of using it and the idea of transparency.
Yeah, and like this is another form of globalization to my thoughts. Like if I work for 1 hour in US as an architect, I will be paid differently than Richa working as 1 hour as an architect in India. But in DAO with this cryptocurrency, both of us will be paid on the same rate, and both of us don't need to go through governance or like not like government focus like laws or local state laws or something like that. So it's a whole new shift in paradigm in that sense too. Any questions you guys have? Cool. Thanks, Richa, for the summary. All right. Mhm. So I will share my screen, and does someone? Yeah. So like as we discussed last time, we focus more on the brainstorming during the session, and in last 10-15 minutes we make a bullet point summary of takeaways from the article and action items and what we can implement at Arkidao and apply these lessons in in a project. So today's topic is onboarding as wayfinding, and as we all are observing, every day there are 5 to 10 members joining our DAO, and some are able to continue at DAO, some are able to engage well, some are not, some feel a bit alienated. So like onboarding is a very key foundation for the success of a DAO. So I think this article really helps us to rethink the ways we are doing at Akidao and what are the areas of improvement. And like you might resonate with this like particular example where someone joins the Discord, then they do verification, then suddenly there are dozens of channels, and that excitement of joining a DAO turns into anxiety that, oh, so much stuff going on, hold on, like, and then that's why they ask like what should I do next. Like there are 5 project channel, 10 research channel, like where to start, how to get involved. And typically currently we what we are doing is like we're doing community calls, but that's also bi-weekly. So from joining channel today and waiting 5 days for the community call, like we might lose a decent amount of engagement. Or so like how what are the ways onboarding can be a seamless experience. So how can we capture this opportunity? A new paradigm for onboarding is needed. Digital native organizations are not SaaS companies that need to onboard customers or employees. If the end goal for company onboarding is paying customer or a happy employee, then metric of digital wayfinding is to help the new member understand how contributors make their first community contribution. This is like the key performance metric, like how, and in this way we can create a continuous welcoming experience in a multi-dimensional species with members co-creating the adventure. And this also ties some of the points in articles we discussed previously, that DAO, like a leader starts the DAO, but then the DAO is shaped by the community. So when, like, that's co-creating the adventure aspect. But and this is like a small tweet, like the onboarding hard problem is context building. Before you take action in a DAO, you must understand some of its goals and direction, map its ecosystem, users, competitor market, and situate yourself in the project. So I think, like, we have like a website which gives a decent idea about the goals and direction. And these are like eco sorry, ecosystem is like a part where we need like a better mapping. But like, what do you guys think, like how can we create this ecosystem of mapping users inside the whole DAO? Or is it like a graph or a map or Excel sheets? Like, any thoughts? Or just giving comparative analysis of other DAOs and
Uh,
Right.
in fact,
Yes. Go ahead, Bobby.
Caroline, you can go. Okay, so first thing, the website is not in the start here, right? Or did I miss something? Because it took me a while to figure out there was a website. In the on, on the start here channel,
okay, okay, okay.
I at least now I did not find it. I'm not sure if it is there or not. But
Mm-hmm.
if we consider the website as this goals and direction understanding way, it should be very, very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about that you said, how you situate yourself in the DAO. Do you think it would be too much to ask them to feel like a little form instead of giving only the intros, which are more descriptive? If people could choose in between some predefined categories like location, age, background, and stuff, experience, interests, and this, if they could see this mapped like in a Neo4j graph node map,
Mm.
where they could see graphically, okay, this is me, I have this interest, who else also have this interest, these people, what are the projects that are most related to this interest, and this could be seen kind of automatically in the very first stage. Of course, people like to write what they do in the more descriptive intro, but it's not necessarily the easiest way to keep track and to remember who's done what and who's there. And I don't know if we would be able to put this up, but I personally like to see graphs, like to understand this in a more graphic way.
There's something like pool of people and how they're clustered.
How they're
Something like that.
clustered, yeah. How, where they can, where are they in between all this interests and all skills and backgrounds and locations.
Mm.
Something that might look a little prettier than this, maybe.
Maybe like once a person joins in Discord, they automatically, the graph
Become a
keeps on
node. Yeah,
adding. Yeah.
exactly. If we could do this by asking them to fill a form, very specific points, they could become a node in a graph. automatically, and everybody could see an updated version of it, like maybe through the website. This would be also like could be also like an interesting way to show our expertise and graphically show how many are out and who are we.
Yeah, and I think like that makes a lot of sense. And if in the Google form, like we have like a list of 5 interests that, okay, are you interested in metaverse or physical digital social media marketing? And then like based on their interest, they will find other people who are the people interested in metaverse. There are 15 people, and
Exactly.
like connect and bond.
But I'm trying to find here a cool example. Neo4j has this new tool that is very nice to run around
Yeah.
and play.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Rita?
Yeah. And it keeps on like stretching when you move it.
Yeah, it keeps on you just pull
Yeah,
stuff and you quest it very not with natural language process. You quest what you want and you can see this bubbles rearranging through
Rearranging. Yeah.
the look that you wanna take. Maybe we didn't need that much of interactivity. I don't know if it would be possible to embed it in any way, but at least to have a map that we could see, even though it would not be like this, even if it would be like we could do like a minimum viable product with a basic Excel sheet that people could filter and find okay, everybody who has this same interest in a column, who are they, and other
yeah.
stuff. But this is so fun.
Like yeah, I know like in Neo4j or D3 we can implement this, and definitely like in the article we'll so like quite soon we'll get to know that having like a member like skill set chart or like a onboarding profile, like member directory, like that's the word I was looking, where maybe like basic information of like background, location, interest, and even like a simple Google sheet can do
Yeah,
go a long way.
yeah, we could start simple. It would be cool. For example, today, do you know how many architects we have in the DAO? No.
We
Right?
don't have data like on
Yeah.
that. That's why like I think uh this network state discussions are becoming like way more useful beyond like topic, where like even like let's say we got feedback about um vision last time, and like this member directory,
Mm-hmm.
we can implement it in the DAO, see what's working, how many members, like let's say 10 members join, if 5 are filling the Google form, like what can we do better, or maybe in so we started this ask me anything call, and maybe at that time we can populate the Google form and ask at the end. So they, yeah, we can experiment with these things.
Maybe once a person starts and jump on the Discord, we can have a Google form saying what you're interested in, because that's what we need. We don't need any
Mhm.
XYZ direction, just the name and what you're interested. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Cool. And they, by the end of the Google form filling, they could see some more personalized suggestion on how to engage. For example, the question they did in the article, how contributors make their first community contribution. It's hard to find your way because first you have to understand everything. But now they told us what they like and what are their expectations, where they're from, what's their time zone and stuff. So in the end of it, there could be a list of, okay, now we know you more. This is the list of all our projects and community calls and subjects we are dealing with, but by your answers. We think you might like to engage first in these. You might find it best suited for you, for your interest and your time zone. So time zone is also something important. Right?
Mhm.
It takes a while
Yeah,
to understand whoever is in what time zone and what meeting is happening in
yeah,
available hours.
and I think like after the Google form, so like based on the interest, like in one of the like really good Twitter conversation, I found that we could assign like a buddy once like you submit the Google form, and let's say you have marketing interest, then okay, Richa is your buddy, and if you want to get started, if you have any question, like contact Richa. If there are like, oh, metaverse, like, oh, maybe
Perfect.
Daniel is your, like, so they have always a go-to person to go like contact in case they get confused or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's great to have someone to call instead
Mhm.
of just a generic channels. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm also writing notes. Google Sheet for
Yeah, me
member
too.
directory and Neo4j. Cool. Moving on, what's changed? Dynamic spaces. In traditional organizations, most onboarding focuses on unidirectional conversations. The company prepares employee to execute a predefined role or trains new customers to use product effectively. Now onboarding should not aim to make everyone a core contributor. Yeah, this hits differently. Yeah. The goal of onboarding is to help contributor find where they fit in the number of works for that are ongoing, and that could be 2 hours work or for 20 hours of work.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, that's like
Another
that's one
good
of
question to make them.
like we have been saying that okay, yeah, once you join the DAO, you do task, you get role upgrade, and like gamifying kind of the way like treating architectural organization as a game, and like you get level upgrade once you finish task. But also, like not everyone wants to be a contributor. Some people just want to see and read.
Just want to learn.
Yeah.
You don't have time now. Just in a few months, maybe.
Mhm. And like this is what like I briefly touched in, I think one of the community call that like traditional organization, like you go in a particular role. Here like a member can be part of different guilds. So that's why like we have design guild, developer guild, and it's a two-way street. A member learns to navigate the community, and the community learns how to integrate the member into the mission. Multiple time zones, constantly changing priorities, and a highly volatile ecosystem complicate this further. That's true, and that's what we. Yeah, sometimes the meeting timings are challenging, like to organize, to make so that everyone can attend.
Yeah.
What's the new perspective? You notice that onboarding is like a doing a hiking paradigm. Wayfinding is a process or activity of asserting one's position and planning and following a route. When we think about onboarding as wayfinding, we reframe our design. Instead of just focusing on sharing knowledge and instructions, we include new concepts as navigation, activation, and learning. Yeah, wayfinding is the term, not no onboarding anymore. All right. So this is like a good questions for ourselves. Listen, the wayfinding language. What signs do we use at an individual, community, and ecosystem level? Are they easily understood by newcomers? So we have start here channel, but looks like not everyone is mm, preferring that. And another like feedback we got, the security experience was not pleasant.
Moreover, a lot of people don't know how to use Discord. So they are first time on Discord itself. So for them to navigate is more difficult now. So
Yeah.
what I was thinking we can do is like create a playlist of good explanation, like 1 minute or 2 minute explanations. What is Discord, how it is functional, and also what is DAO. So something like that can be there in Start Here channel that people can just go and see the video and understand. Okay, and then they can explore by
Okay. Yeah.
themselves.
And if in the Google form, we could also ask, have you ever used Discord? Do you know how to navigate it? If not, they could have an automated suggestion on these videos. Like start
Yeah,
there. If
or maybe
yes,
somebody
they
can
didn't
help
need to
them.
see it. Yeah, or
If
someone
yeah,
going
yeah,
for
can yeah.
the rescue.
I think we are making a good Google questions now.
Yep. Yeah, like each question has some intent that, okay, if you haven't used Discord, once you say yeah, no, there's a link. This is how you get started. If you don't know DAO, here is one Twitter thread or an article or a video to know what is DAO in very simple sense. All right. How does the community learn about new members instead of putting the focus solely on the member learning about the community? And also like how many members know each other? Let's say
Yeah.
Bobby knows us through this Discord group, but how does Bobby discover people in other projects or people who are joining new? Like,
Yeah. That's the big challenge when the network starts uh, getting bigger, right? Especially because I might miss some of the intro messages. And sometimes I read an intro message and I think, okay, this person might be cool, but I never get to hear from them again. And
yeah. So one thing, like, in my grad college, like, so there were like some small groups where they randomly map people and they go out for dinner or some activity. So let's say there are 20 people and they're a group of 5. Well, people are randomly assigned and then they do a fun activity together. Maybe that could be a way where you discover and meet new members, but like there should be some purpose for it. Like why are we
yeah,
doing this activity?
Not everybody wants to join. They don't have time. Maybe they are busy somewhere.
Hmm.
uh, onboarding collective meetings are too boring. Like
No, actually,
once a month, the new members could join and participate in a little dynamic, very fast, like 20 minutes, and have some breakout rooms. In the breakout rooms, ask them to get to know each other. Could arrange these breakout rooms according to interests and let them chat. Nothing like a
Yeah.
chat one-on-one, right? To get to know people.
Yeah, like what? Like ask me anything or something. Like first wayfinding call is fine, but after that we can have something like whoever joined in this month can join the call and then disperse to their interest channels. Like
Yeah.
whoever wants to talk about that guild can talk about it.
Yes.
We make
And
them.
be invited directly by someone, like in the private chat, like, oh, okay, now you have entered, not just like, hello everybody, there is a meeting. Sometimes you might feel less welcome if you're young and more introspective. Maybe you
Hmm.
just jump in a meeting. If you're invited, the chances might be better.
I see. And I think like one friction I see, like people join their first wayfinding call, let's say, and they know projects, they okay, I'm busy for this month, and afterwards like things go very fast and they they feel like they left out. What if we schedule like a follow-up call after a month, that how was your first month experience, what are the things you found interesting, anything which we can do so that you can onboard on other projects, or like just getting that follow-up call, well, where like if you're losing members, like maybe give them another like push.
Yeah, seems good. Another thing I was thinking about is for example, someone join us now in the Crypto Barista channel. They might get a bit overwhelmed and the feeling that they don't have, they're out of time to join.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's not true. We haven't even started, but they don't. And that could be something like a clear intention from us to invite new members, like maybe one-on-one if we have already these connections with people, we have already a buddy, someone that could poke them and say, hi, this project is in this stage. You can jump in now or in a month or whatever. There's still time and something like this. This might make it easier for new people to join ongoing projects.
Yeah, and it happened yesterday, right? Like there were a few people who joined the discussion, and like our intent was like let's keep all the meeting transparent. What could go wrong? Like people will join and just listen in, but like they might be like, oh, that they might get lost. Like, oh, what are they speaking? Like, give me some context.
Yeah,
So either we
it was
can
not
do
made
like,
for them, right? The meeting was
yeah,
not ready for new
correct.
members. We were not very welcoming, clearly
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, we could work on that, definitely.
So maybe when we have like, let's say schedule the meeting, first 5-10 minutes, if there are new members, we give like a good overview, but also we have a playlist and it's growing more and more. So if we just say check out our playlist and on board, like get accustomed, it might be a lot of work. So what if we, from each meeting, we have like a few bullet points as meeting minutes, and just say, oh, just go to this Google Doc, and in 5-10 minutes you'll get really good picture about the progress we have till date or something.
Yeah, I think so too. In my dance classes, usually there are some new people coming. Sometimes they're just experimenting, or they're gonna be new students also. And what my professor always does is he first take a minute to understand who this person is with everybody, ask everybody to just quickly introduce yourself, so okay, these people are also new. What is your background? And in the beginning of the class, and then during at least the first class, he always gives some particular attention to this person, and it makes the welcoming very much warmer. Okay, we are doing this choreography for a month, but since you're new, I'm taking the first 2 minutes to go very slow so you can catch up. And if, like we say, like we have 3 new people joining in this class, he takes one of us who have been there for a longer time to go into a kind of a separate, to give more attention with the beginning of these new members. And we noticed that these make people come back because they don't feel like I'm an outsider. I can't follow, because of course you can't follow, when you join a new dance class with zero background or zero experience. And if, okay, you are a new member, you are here in the call. If you haven't for example, you have any questions, Richa going with you if we don't have time to spend, let's say, we can create a breakout room, and Babi will go with you in this breakout room and very one-on-one quickly talk with you about what we have done and what is the status now. And once you understand, you make all your questions with comfortable feeling of not being in a way of the meeting. Okay, now you know what you do and understand very comfortably. You come back to the main room and you can participate, continue this kind of, okay, we pay attention to you, that you are a member, and we really want you to be able to keep coming back and working with us, like personalized way.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think it makes a lot more sense. So one is like DAO buddy, but there is also a project buddy. Let's say 3 members join Crypto Barista. Richa is your project buddy of member A. Babi is your project buddy, and like it's also like more scalable, because if there's one person onboarding, like it must be a lot, like every week there are new people. But if it's like distributed, like you
Yeah,
guys we on based on our own time zone or our own comfort, let's just make a private chat, get you started and something like that.
cool. So DAO buddies, project
Yeah.
buddies, yeah. And it's gonna be very fast. If it's not gonna be forever, they don't need people don't need help forever. It's just in the beginning, they will feel welcome and they will jump in, most probably, because they have done the first step. They joined the network. That's because they are interested in it.
Correct.
But something is missing in between the moment they join and getting online in a call or something like this.
They need nitrogen booster and the buddies are giving them the push. So we'll be able to see your choreography, right, Bobby? You will invite us.
Yeah, I might post something maybe in Instagram and you can see. I'll do
Okay.
that.
Richa, I saw you unmuted your mic a few times. What you want to
I
add?
was thinking, yeah. So what I was thinking is like yesterday some people joined our community call and they were not aware. Like even after listening, they were not able to find that thing that what are we talking about? Because if we talk about architects, most of us are creative and not really technologically oriented. So we have to work something on that note also. Like that's an extra education effort. Like how Paytm did to make electronic transaction understand in India, and then Google Pay came and just they don't have to educate, so we are the one who has to educate more on this. So we have to focus on the right terminologies and what are they, and maybe I don't know, maybe Twitter or something, because social media is the easiest format that they can go through. So in a social media we have to make them very much educated about it so that they're always on the same page, and maybe start understanding what are we talking. We're not talking something alienatic or very difficult.
Maybe we can also start like making, like, if looks like our our community of architects are more active on Instagram compared to Twitter and more on LinkedIn. If you make reels of what is DAO, 3 facts about DAO, or uh, how to get
Yeah,
started, like people watch. Like stories are the best attention we have in this space. So
and also like I'm seeing some other service jobs. What are they doing is like they're keeping on Twitter, they are posting like what service do you like, do you want the most. So okay, architect or a visionary or a designer or this and that, you can also post something like that, and then on based on the vote we'll attract the right client and right person who can do that. So it's kind of a movement on social media that can drive the education and also the purpose.
yeah, Samuel and Shri, like if you have any points, feel free to jump in. Like,
Well, good so far. Sorry, just doing a bit of everything, so I'm in the place. But following just like fast with the things that I agree that you have mentioned, but I'm still like I was wondering when you were talking about like using Discord and explaining everything in Discord. Like I was just thinking like out of the box, like is always Discord going to be our platform like for this? you know, like maybe it has been the beginning, like different apps, but like our community at some point probably has its own site where people joins. I don't know, like, so I don't know. That just came to my head. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. Like currently, like based on the whole crypto movement, the Discord has become a popular platform, but I could foresee, like, let's say we have ambassadors in India and they're like, oh, let's just make a WhatsApp group. It's fast for communication. Like everything comes at pros and cons. Like Discord, we know, like even if I'm not part of this project, I can just peep into the channel and scroll and see what's going on. If it's a WhatsApp, like it's the documentation and like search across various projects gonna be challenging. Like, yeah, I think at some point, like 6 months down the line, it's important to reconsider the tools we have adopted. But right now, I don't
because
think we, yeah.
I mean, like, I totally see Discord as a like a really nice connection way to start the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
But if the metaverse happens, then these kind of things will be totally out, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I was just thinking, like, where is it? What's the
True
next
that.
space like that we will jump, and how? I mean, that's maybe for like 1 year ahead, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be nice to imagine like where are we going, and
Yep.
with the community, how they access. Because I think it's important that, like, the things that you were saying, like, how do we receive the new people into the community, and how we make them like being involved, being part of them. Like, I do believe that is really important. Just like you were saying in Discord, like, you have to explain how the whole thing works. Like, maybe those points are things that we can consider for the future platform. Like, okay, like, if you enter here, like, super easy to use it. So what makes super user friendly the next metaverse that we build for ArcDAO, right?
Mm-hmm. And like I'm saying, like we should not reinvent the wheel. Like if, like for Discord, like we might get the job done by finding a good tutorial on Discord on YouTube and share that link. We don't need to create, or if there is a good tutorial on DAO or article, we just embed that. It's just like curating
That.
a good content. And so we had this community call in the morning where like we went through like various channel. Maybe what I'm thinking, Richa, is like we can just cut that part and maybe like Akidao, Discord 101, and like what are the various channels and purposes, and even that can be part of the like Google form. So like we are also creating content as we are speaking, and but we are not repurposing it for various usage. So it's uh, even like network state definition, which we have, like we might like find previous discussions and like clip it, and it becomes like, okay, if you want to know network state study group, just watch this 5-minute video which explains the definition and the goals. And then if you want to learn more, there's a 1-hour video of first session or something.
Maybe we can also work towards, I don't know how, just a thought that like what you say, I don't know how to say it, but something like a person know how to create art and the other techie person know how to do NFT. They can collab together like a mini environment sort of, so they can collab together, two people, and they make something out of it. They make an NFT, and then we on our Twitter and stuff can share that to propagate, like, how these two guys have done, and give a you shout out, something like that we can also do.
Like a matchmaking, and maybe like we create our own NFT hackathon at Akida, where like people share ideas and like there are people helping them in smart contract and minting, and we're just facilitating. And so it could workshop or session is part of it, but week long people work on their ideas.
Yeah.
That seems to be a lot.
Yeah, I'll just finish. So the idea is that they don't learn new, which is difficult, but they do what they have been doing since years, or they're liking it, and then the ecosystem make them sustain with their idea. Not really they have to learn how to, you know, do NFT. They'll just focus on their creative part of their minds. So yeah, Bobby.
Gosh, forgot. Okay, I remember. It was just a general comment that it seems that a bunch of people are interested in NFT creating processing. Many of them have these ideas. So a hackathon about this could be very nice. Seems to be able to pull a lot of attention.
I was thinking like looking at the number of members that we have that we have in Discord. I don't know what's them, but what if we actually do a Google form to figure out what's the community that we have? Maybe we can actually use the thing that we were talking yesterday about the cluster, then get like a proper cluster of the community size that we have at the moment, and based on the background and like the interests of the people, like maybe we actually get like a nice cluster and we develop like a nice hackathon based on the community, the things that we have in the community. So that will probably like help the community to be more interesting. Okay, like they are trying to reach me, no? Like not like the people outside, but like, I mean, 120 people already here. Like maybe we find out like, okay, there's like, if you are an architect, okay, what's your interest? Parametric modeling, interior design, I don't know, whatever you like, coding, whatever you have if you are an architect, right? So why don't we try to collect that type of information from the community that we have? And maybe based on that, we can actually discuss doing a hackathon where like we can do what Rich was saying, like, okay, how does NFT for architects will look like? Let's build something based on that. Or how does, I don't know, something that doesn't really require to do maybe a lot, but imagine that we come up with the community creates like 200 NFTs and we sell them. And we, based on that, we do something, you know, like, and they will also earn, everyone earns, you know, so it will be like a collective push.
Yeah, like, and we can also figure out a way like to do exhibit and publicize is like, okay, Akidao community NFT feature week and something on those lines. Yeah.
That would be nice to have.
What I was wondering, like if someone who is rich and wants to, you know, invest some money in Akidao, what we can do, we can actually mint it. Like for example, a person just designed, the other person minted it, and it is on OpenSea under the name of Akidao, obviously. And whatever money we get from there, it is divided into like investors get their money back, and the designers get some fees, and the NFT person who did it will also get the fees. So it can be a good food chain so that, you know, everybody feels powered.
Yeah, like if it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Yeah, if we find a situation like that, that will be nice. Making a nice deal with like an investor, like finding that the companies, the proper companies are interested in this type of collaboration that would like to be part of it. And I don't know, maybe we get like investments for like the event, or maybe to collaborate. I know we will need to actually really plan the strategy. Okay, if we are selling NFTs, what will be you know, like all the things that we have to do in the background, which will be like setting up the proper blockchain, setting up the trading system, and like all what I call
infrastructure.
Like, the infrastructure to do actually that. It's important to like have both things solved to properly present to the, you know, like, well, at least have some sort of idea. But that will be like a nice event that I will definitely like to assist and see how it works and part of it.
Yeah, there's no like harm in testing. I'm gonna like pace out a bit because like it's just 10-15% of the article we have covered and it's already 1 hour. So I'll give like little speed up on the discussions. So what introductory parts are available within the organization? Okay, what other paths and journey should the community create? Oh, like currently we just have one path, explore and find the project we are interested. But I think like for different users, like traditional computer like designer or traditional architect, computational designer, coder, like every background people will have a different journey at Akida. So I think that's an interesting exercise to map out how do we identify lost members and nudge them in the right direction. Yeah, so this is one thing like is very important how we do it and do it well, like tagging people or doing at the rate general like sometimes become very annoying. So how we can get the attention which we lost from the lost like those members, and how do we encourage new members to shape their own path? All right.
101, maybe, with the
Mhm.
body.
Yeah, I think like I really like the DAO buddy and project buddy. It could go a long way if we start this initiative. So maybe at some point uh, later next week we can like start a Google form and test this buddy system. And also we need to find a way so all the 200 members that joined before, like how do we get those data in the member directory? Cool.
Yeah. Same
Discord
thing
don't
as me.
auto generate, like Discord don't auto generate such directly, like who all joined, at least that list we get.
So they are by their user ID, and like people don't even have their name as their user ID in Discord. So yeah, we can't get much out of it. Yeah, but the sooner the better. The more delay, it's gonna become more challenging to like have a strong foundation. So it's although we are a bit late, but it's time we can like uh, correct it. Creating an inventory. So onboarding process related to new member questions about current community people. Yeah, FAQs is on our list to get it on the website, and like governance questions, skills and tasks. Harmonize onboarding practices about tuning it the right mindset, culture, and language. Ooh. We need to define like what's the culture of Akeda.
That's also a cool and important thing to do, for sure.
Mhm.
We should arrange this meeting,
Just to talk
Sure.
about culture.
maybe to actively discuss culture and decide some things like this.
Yeah,
I just recently did it in my company. It was very nice and very engaging. It was great.
Like what did you do? If you can elaborate.
We opened up a mirror and we started listening to some examples of cultures in other companies, and then we let people post it, dump ideas of what would be like the 6 main pillars of our culture, and after everybody would dump them, we arranged them by what could be together. It was very collaborative. What could be together, and we would understand what we were trying to say. Of course, we all had basically the same idea, like person first, company and client oriented and data driven and all this stuff. But in the end, it was good to see that we had some complementary ideas and also some very much connected. And we just in the end created this like star with 5 points of the culture. And it's very nice when someone new joins, we can say Ubuntu. We have this, the steps are also fun because we have like Pareto driven and client is the goal, Pareto is the mother, and some things like this, very easily points to fix and in our minds and keep coming whenever we are in doubt. It's nice. Just a Miro meeting, 2 hours.
Like I had a little small laugh like when you were explaining. I was thinking like we should do this exercise which we are doing with Crypto Barista client. Like, what's the vision for Akida for all the members, and like before after.
We should definitely.
Samuel, you had a point.
No, I actually like the idea. Like, sounds really good if we actually develop a meeting just for that. I really think it will help us to align the project, which is important.
Okay, I have one more thing that we can do. I guess we can do is like, so we see like a community is like a diversified. It has students to really, really high professional people. So what if those high professional people come here and talk? Like, I guess someone from Arc Daily came, and then Ian is also there. So somebody can just talk, and people who are interested can listen. So this will bind a feeling of Arkida also, that okay, and also these people will also be interested to know, like the community that we are having, something like that.
Yeah, I think like in most of the Discord, like there is like a show and tell channel. Okay, if I have a project, if I did one design, I'll share it with the community, and maybe like that show and tell could become like a weekly feature or a monthly feature where member can give 5-minute presentation of their work and people can listen, and like it could be on a rolling basis of show and tell.
Hey, guys, I have to leave. Sorry for, but I'll catch in the record and see you tomorrow.
See you, Samuel.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
We need to figure out a way to engage Shri.
Engage Shri. Shri, are you there? Are you listening to us?
Yes, I'm here.
That was so sweet. Shri, are you there? Yeah, Shri is our test case. Like if in next meeting Shri is speaking more than me, we are successful. We have onboarded Shri and she's comfortable.
Whoever watching can bet on it. Like there is no one who can talk more than Mayur.
Shuri, is this first meeting of Network State that you are joining?
No, I joined previously, like 2-3 sessions.
So you don't need an introduction about the subject and what we do here. Okay, good. Cool, thanks.
Yeah, I remember like the first call, like Shri was there. Yeah, she has been a long time supporter.
Yeah, and I guess Shri, do you have any point till now here? Like you have some good visions.
No, I like the idea, like what all you were talking about. One thing I also discussed with Liz, that we need to have an exhibition channel where what people are doing at their personal level, those they can exhibit, and we'll know how, like what people are doing in the community. And yeah, and also I like the idea that we'll have a exhibition or kind of a session where they will like 1 minute or 2 minute presentation of what they are doing. So like that we'll know it better. Like not everybody reads the channels. So if we get to like have a presentation kind of thing, maybe we'll know it better.
Okay. After this call, I'm gonna create a show and tell and a meme channel. It's high time we do it. That's a great point, Shri. I think that will be really helpful also for members to give their identity and talk more about themselves and their work. And people bond when they share work and other people comment, and that's where relationship within the community are being fostered. So
And the person also grow.
Hmm.
And one more thing, whenever we having a wayfinding call, we can, these topics we can like, on a high priority, we can talk to them, you can show and tell, something like that. Because there have been a lot of members joined after Metaverse workshop and they have immensely credible work. So they can just post their Instagram link where they keep on sharing their work. And we we find interesting, yeah.
What if we ask like if members who are interested to show their work, like make a 60-second Insta reel and we do feature on our Insta and all of us share so that like a member shout out or something.
That sounds good.
Mhm.
Additional work for Richa.
Ah,
All right.
I was thinking 10 minutes ago, like, okay, we are saying so many things, but how we'll do it? How
Yes.
we'll do it?
You
It's
know,
Yeah.
very difficult.
so my intent is 2 months later we just have a call where we watch some of these recordings on 2x, how much we did and how much we talked, and we have been writing notes on things to do, and but like maybe like reflection call is important, but yeah.
Yeah. Is there a way in Discord to create tasks like Slack? Slack? Like Google Chat. You can create tasks and assign. This way we won't forget the stuff.
That's a good point,
I,
like a Trello or something.
yeah, like a Trello. But if that could be also, I've never seen inside Discord.
Yeah, if Bobby you can
I'm
help
gonna
us
look
find
for
a Discord extension which does that, that would be awesome. Cool. Shaping onboarding practices related to how new members should bring their own perspective and knowledge to innovate in the oh man, we just talked about this. It's okay, we are thinking in the right direction. And like even the graphics, like in this article is like the way the whole article structured is very well. So Cabin Down is creating their own identity with the content they're putting out there. So, Kabir, if you're listening, we're gonna start the newsletter soon. Okay. I think these are same like questions of category of finding, harmonizing, and shaping. Who to work with, what to work on, how to work together. What are the Web3 challenges for that category? Multiple touch points. A new member is in contact with a broad network of current contributors. There's a evolution, constantly evolving in mission, focus, and active project. Like this is totally what's happening at Akira. Flexible process. Community maintains few clear and structured process due to constant changes in ecosystem. What are those few structured process? Hmm. Mm, yeah, our current structured process is like project first, project manager, project channel formation, and then deliverable. But I we might need to think like what are more structured process. Onboarding practice lead. Designate a community advocate role that connects one and one. Definitely create habits of adding time zone to server nicknames. Ooh.
This is interesting.
Wait, so like it would be like Mayur Mystery US Central Time in the bracket. Yeah, I have seen like few people doing it. Makes sense. Agree on pattern language and symbols used across the community. Maintain an up-to-date bounty board. Create a dedicated announcement channel. Okay, we have some. We are in works of creating a like project dashboard. So we have some progress. Scheduling board and make the calendar accessible. I saw people are sharing Google Calendar links. Okay, we are doing good on check marks here. Create a get started channel with explicit instructions on what to do first. What to do first? Yeah, I think like we don't have that specific. We say explore these are the projects. Like give us one task at the end of the day, like, and even like Bobby was mentioning, like accountability or like ownership of something. So
Yeah.
create a public overview page with common community practices. Harmonizing, creating community harmony. We just had like a cultural talk, local culture. Each community's culture is different with different memes, language, and stories. It may differentiate significantly by working group, guild, or even project. Yeah, I think like culture is something we should have like an explicit talk, dedicated meeting for it. Share
So in
custom.
some of the places I've seen, what they do is like they'll have like a Spanish channel, then Hindi channel, something like that. And the people or the community who's already, bound by some emotion, they go there and talk fun. I don't know if that is something that we should look at. It has pros and cons.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can create some
Yeah, groupism.
forced. Yeah. And I would be alone. So
Oh, what if we are learning Portuguese? Come on, Bobby. It could be a learning channel for different languages.
you have nothing to do. So that's gonna be
Okay, dedicated memes channel. Okay, it's on my to-do list. Create dedicated water cooler, chill zone, or radio channel for informal discussions. Oh, this is good. Okay, taking notes here. Public wiki for community lore and stories. I think the show and tell channel will cover this part. Shape who to become, what to contribute, how to collaborate. Members often join with limited history, reputation, and without a resume. I think like this is important section because like there are people with different skill set, different background. Member agency. Any member can propose new activities from day one based on their knowledge and experience. Newcomers are from various backgrounds and expertise, often with rich history of previous teamwork. So create a dedicated intro channel with guidance and potentially survey to gather information on skills. Okay, yeah. That's the Google form. But also like not a lot of members are like doing the intro. So how can we change that?
Filling a Google form is much easier than giving your intro in a random channel. So yeah, like if I personally must have been there, I would have gone and clicked. I would have never written, "Oh, I'm Richa from so and so."
yeah.
Okay. What if like we ask some social media link? Okay, if you want to know more about this, you can connect me on this Instagram or LinkedIn. No, it becomes tricky.
No, in the Google form, you're saying like we can add the social media linked question.
Hmm.
Look, it should not be mandatory, but definitely if someone is willing, we should do that.
Okay. Publish contributor spotlights to increase awareness about aspiring contributors and community expertise. Yeah, I think like we started doing like member shout out. So definitely we need to create like more spotlights for the things we are developing. Oh, ideas channel, we have it. Uh, Constantly advocate for mindset of agency during one-on-one sessions and group discussions. Dedicated help wanted channel and reserve time during group meetings to ask for contributor. Oh, this
Help wanted.
is
Yeah. That's nice.
important. And also, I think, Bobby, you remember last time we were discussing about accessibility in the Discord and like if someone is stuck, oh, I'm not able to verify or something, they can just maybe copy paste on help wanted channel or something. Or
Yeah.
I want to do 3D NFT, help me in smart contract or something.
Yeah, sometimes in the intro they say they want to collaborate, and someone might respond, yeah, let's, but it's not that incisive. Like, I need help, like I wanted help this week. Is anybody there? Like, with a help wanted channel, it might be easier for people to shout this kind of calls.
Agreed.
Or what if we have one channel or somewhere documented, like, who likes singing or something? Like, the idea is like what they do extracurricular apart from their work. So we can have some, fun sessions like that, or jamming session together, and whoever wants to join can join in. So people bond on different things, and this can be one big thing because passion is something that drives everybody.
Yeah, and like I know Samuel likes music, I know Simon likes music, but they haven't met. But if there is a hobbies channel about music, I'm pretty sure they'll bond well.
Yeah. Even Shri. Shout out to Shri.
Okay. We should do a music event in Metaverse and have these guys
Very soon.
and
Very
Geo
soon.
sing on those songs.
Yeah, you can bring a better house also.
Okay, I'm gonna take some pace here. Learning from the DAO community, lurking, season scoping. Yeah, this is one thing we need to discuss. Like Cabin DAO and few other DAOs are doing like season wise intake, and like season one, do like creators call, then season two creators call. So I don't know if it's useful or not, but uh, yeah, this was a good one. There was like a working group pattern where there are a set of permanent members, then there are like a lobby of contributors, then there's a recruiter assembling teams for each initiative. Yeah,
You see,
so
that's the graph we were talking about. Exactly the same. A lobby of contributors.
yeah, is there like mapping of
Yeah.
DAO and various guilds?
This is also
Operation.
good. Yeah. Like we can have that individual graph which can assimilate into something like this, because at the end, for anybody to know the real capabilities, is this we need.
And you can do like filter easily, like filter by interest or filter by
I just remember
member
about
names.
the Power BI is a very simple tool to embed in a website, right? And we can just keep updating a database from Excel, like Google Forms, go to Excel to Power BI, and people can filter whatever they want. It doesn't need to be so complicated, like with the graph note
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we can also directly link to Excel online and like connect it to Power BI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's work on this. Like I think the database and member like info really helps us for even the skills NFT project we are developing. So cool.
What we can do is like right from the start that we are building a database, we can ask like let's make our actionable items we have, and then we can ask like who is interested in doing this, that. So it will be a good community effort together, not really someone focusing on it, rather a community focusing on it.
Yeah, now that I think, maybe we can have a web page or just a task channel where like after this meetings we identify 4 tasks and then we post on the task channel, and member who are interested, oh, I would like to volunteer, claim that task, finish it, and then document like claim rewards. So it's not like group of people in the Zoom call doing the task, but it's open for community to claim the task.
Yeah. I think Bobby has sent this Discord bot. It's interesting to
Yeah,
have a
it might
taskmaster. Yeah.
do this work for us.
Yeah, and here they're giving like few examples. I think like this tweet is gonna take like really good discussion, and it's fun. I was going through this. Wait, which one? 10 things you can do to improve onboarding. You should print this 10 tweets. Is gonna be very important. Like, oh, no more personal messages. Okay. uh, First is teach the 101 first, or somewhere else. Like discourse are great for learning what's relevant now, but bad for baseline education. Before inviting people to your space, send them to a page where they can learn about your community's backstory, FAQ, jargon, and inside jokes. And I think like we are like the semantics on, we are not like taking that problem seriously as of now. Like, but at some point, like when I say a program, it means different to like an engineer or a computer scientist. Like having those like semantic or jargon is really helpful for even like miscommunication. Sometimes like I've seen in a DAO where people had a conflict. Oh, you took initiatives, and but now you're trying to take my role or something. Like things can go pretty like south too. So like having a common level understanding to avoid those problems is important. How do we do communities backstory?
I was thinking like we can talk about like for example, I talk about Mayur, then Mayur is okay, you whatever your professional, that's different. So we can talk about like you are a good host or something, some obviously fun words about you and something like that. We can keep on posting. So whenever we use those word, everybody in the community relates. Something like that. So like Richa is always broke. So something like that, we can have.
Like post where?
I don't know, maybe Discord, I don't know. That is the question, because why will a person go and read that?
Yeah,
But if it says specific, like, this person, these are some coin words that we can, and keep on adding them. So it will be only for those lists, like not really for any conversation. You can just hit like or smiley face or something like that.
you know what? So in my organization, like back in college when I was leading it, one activity which we did was quite useful. Like in a we had like a group feedback call. So what we said, okay, everyone l- give us like 3 good facts about Barbie, and like one area Barbie can improve on. And that way, like everyone got to know Barbie. Like these are the people who work with Barbie. Like let's say we do crypto barista feedback call after 2 months. Everyone like can share feedback. Like what are the strength of Barbie? What are like areas of improvement? So it's like also some characteristics building and get to know.
Yeah. And that's how we can have a backlog, like backside, that how that person performed that time and what we can expect.
Where would we share this? I still don't know how to share it in an engaging, easy, accessible way instead of very long, blah, blah, blah.
So in short term, we can have something like in the meme channel, like we can create some memes on each other, like if that makes sense. So that will be some funny thing that we can do, but definitely we can have a channel dedicated to the people. So who are the people who are contributing? And it's not done any harm that a person talks about their contribution. Maybe it will not be first person, but the third person format.
Uh, I think I realized like when they are mentioning about communities backstory, I think they are not intending like individual members backstory. It's like how Akidao formed, like what were the initial meetings, what's the intent, like that
Yeah.
backstory.
That everybody even ask us also, like how did it start? who started, something like that. But I was talking about the inside jokes because they are pretty cool.
Yeah, like I think like definitely we need to share. I don't know. It could become tricky. Like when I say, oh, Richa is very talkative. Like for me, like okay, it's in a fun manner, but people on a third person can take both ways. So like it's a double-edged sword.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it was not happy for me.
Wait, I was joking, but like dang. See, there's communication jargon issues in this call also. Uh, make lurking easy. 99% of the new members will want to lurk before taking action. But even lurking can be overwhelming in a busy Discord. It's information overload. One option is to create a newsletter that highlights top conversation from community every week. I think like newsletter is gonna take a really good amount of effort, and I don't know like how to create those incentives.
Highlighting top conversations from the whole community every week. It means it's not something that only one person do. It's not related to one single subject, which might look like being an article or something like this. This person would have to go for everybody and to see what was the highlight for this project. What highlight for this project. It's gonna be time consuming.
I think like what I'm forcing is like if there are like guilds head or project heads, they give me one paragraph update of your week, and that becomes like a compiled content from various people.
Yeah. Like this, we would have like a funnel of a clear way to know how to get these highlights. Yeah, could work better than try to digging up what happened this week, guys. Yeah.
Or maybe like if you're doing community call, one person make notes, because in that call also like most of the time we are giving project updates, so that can be translated into newspaper. Am I saying newspaper?
A little style.
Okay, so
We
yes,
can name it newspaper. Why we have to say newsletter?
Yeah.
Okay. I see some sarcastic comment. I'm kidding. Yes, so I think it might be challenging if we offload all the newsletter responsibility to one person. So maybe it starts with 2-3 people, and we just need to build moment. I think like building momentum is the most challenging. Like starting first, let's say network study group session, and having those first 2-3 is most challenging. Now it's momentum where like we can talk and discuss anything. So having like first 2 newsletter out is gonna be challenging, but then it will gain momentum. So the thing is like there are 20 different things we need to do right now. So how to prioritize?
Exactly. I don't know. Okay, one thing I need to ask again. Do you think that bot from Zoom to take the highlights automatically could work? Because these would take out one task of organizing all this notes and highlights and stuff.
Oh yeah, I should have tried on this meeting. Yeah, I think like it will do like I don't know the result yet, but it can do like 80% of the job, and someone needs to then like proof check it and filter out, but not need to write everything from scratch.
It could be very cool or a shit. I don't know. I have no experience with that, but I'm a bit lazy with taking notes, and I would love to have it automatically done at least 80% of the job. Okay. If we can try next meeting, maybe we try.
For that, like newsletters, we need to send it to their Gmail, we should have their private emails, or we'll put like a subscription, like, just subscribe here on some channel and people who subscribes gets it. But
Yeah, on
how do you
Twitter,
do it?
people do like subscribe to newsletter, and Twitter has that functionality. Or on the website, we can for more updates or weekly newsletters, submit your email.
So can't we like ask? I'm just wondering, like, can't we ask in the database the question, the Google form we're gonna float? Should we ask? Okay, we
Yeah.
can make it optional, not really mandatory. That if you are interested, please give your this email address. We'll add you for the newsletter.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. Make it optional. Would you like to sign up? Cool. Yeah. At the end of this session, like I have notes and we can discuss and prioritize like out of this 10 tasks, like what are the top 3 tasks we should focus and do for sure.
Yeah, even I am writing. Yeah.
Oh, we don't have Palak. Last time Palak made a really awesome summary.
Yeah. But tell me, did you read the summary after
I
that?
read,
Okay.
I read it. That's why I commented like, oh, there was one spell.
It was pretty, but yeah, I'm lazy, I think, I guess. Going
You were
back
a
to,
part of the meeting, so you don't need to read the summary.
yeah,
Or did
that's
you?
that's right. But I keep thinking, will people read if it is very long, if it's not incredibly engaging? That's something for
Yesterday I
including.
made something. Bobby, you remember we were making the MOM the other night. So I made it for the Ask Me Anything call. I'll share that with you. So it was like only just words, just like highlighted topics, and you just read it if you want, or at least you once you go through it, like even you look it at once, you'll understand what the person was talking. So maybe we can improve more on that.
Yeah, and then you can dig up more if you want more information.
Yeah, I was about to share like Palak's image on our Instagram about network state summary of session 2, like a session 4, and if you want to join session 5, here is the link. But I took a nap, so I totally missed up.
I remember.
It's not a nap.
Okay, third point, offer a guide to getting started. We should have like a feedback on our start here guide and things that they find useful, things they don't. When people do join, hold their hand. Whoa. Tell them exactly what they can do to get started and ease into the community. This can be delivered in a DM or in an email. But like what's happening with more and more like Discord, like NFT scammers, like people are turning on like only friend can send messages. So could
And
be
it is
tricky.
not good to go in a DM because as you know, like a lot of people can spam. So let's not keep a habit of talking, a personal message like that.
So maybe should we create like a metaverse onboard channel, so social guild onboard and physical digital onboard, where the DAO buddy. So let's say you enter the Discord. There are 5 people entered. 3 people are interested in metaverse based on our Google data. Then the DAO buddy tags them. Okay, here we'll have future discussions about metaverse. These are the 4 links. And if you have any question, tag me in this channel anytime. And then next week, there are 5 more buddies. We'll tag them in that channel. And then, so we are not DMing them, but it's also becoming like, oh, these are common FAQs about metaverse. So scroll this channel or something.
Or like you said, like we can have a WhatsApp group, like we'll share the link. So if somebody's interested in metaverse, they can just join that WhatsApp group and can start at least conversating on it. And if we can link everything together, like, Insta, WhatsApp, Discord and everything, then once a person posts, it posts on every channel. something like that.
Like a subscribe, so like announcement channel for everything. Okay, so yeah, let's create like a onboarding, or maybe should we create like a general onboarding channel? No, like then it's not a personalized conversation with Dao Buddy and the people. Cool. Create a welcome committee. Think of a really great communities like Church, Burning Man, A Architecture Association. No, kidding. One thing they are really good at is welcoming people at the door. It makes every member feel seen and valued. You can create a volunteer welcome community to do this at scale. Easy
Welcoming at the door,
said.
exactly.
Yeah,
Easy
easy
said
said.
and Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of effort from us, but it can be a game changer for captivating new members, definitely.
Yeah, and like currently with more projects, more responsibility, it's also challenging to ask someone to do, oh, can you take care of new 5 joinees and like welcome them, unless it's
Yeah.
like self initiated or motivated.
If let's say we would do it once a week, so each one of us could pick up people from each week, like how many of us would know at least enough. You could start from you guys, and you are already 7, and you could go like you would have a task for 1 week, and then only after 7 weeks you'd grab new
Oh,
people.
I think like that could work. Like we can create like a calendar or like Google Map where okay, you sign up for 1 week and then you sign like after 2 months, and you are like a welcome committee champion, like welcome board, and you welcome the people, but also like you take lead of Ask Me Anything call, where those new members who joined attend the Ask Me Anything, and then you make like more personalized connection with them. So you do two things: welcome them on first day on Discord, well, and talk to them at the end of the week on Ask Me Anything call.
Yep.
And also like what I was saying, shit. In wayfinding call, when we'll be having, we can ask for such volunteer things also, like, because a lot of people like to talk and interact with a lot of people. So it is like something like voluntarily also comes up that they want to welcome people in such a manner, or they want to have further onboarding calls or wayfinding calls, something like that. So these points we should always have that we have to talk about. I'm making that list, so I'll also share.
Hmm. Sign up and yeah, I think currently uh, things are now connecting very in a very good manner. If we have the task channel, and if we somehow figure out a way to connect it Trello, during the onboarding call, we can also showcase them. These are the 10 ongoing tasks or tasks which need volunteers. So it's very
Hmm.
specific. You after the call can select any of the tasks, start working on it, or you can join. Like this crypto barista needs a graphic render for first design. It's on the task. So and if it's a Trello or something, like people can also see like, okay, 2 people are already working on it and we need one more member. Like how many members need for that task? We can also have that number.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Everything,
And
if there
but
is a,
but we have to document this, that who is working on what, because it's very important to track who all helped all this while to us or themselves in Akidao.
mm, yeah. So let's start with basic, uh, like it's a very simple way to do it is on Discord, there are tasks. And if you're working on task, have a particular emoji tick on it. And then there would be the guild head verifying where, okay, there were 4 ticks, but only 2 people worked on that task and they delivered. And then we document it in our database that, okay, Shri finished this task of emojis on November 29th, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, task channel and connecting it from the community call or onboarding call, that this is where you go next and this is how you can do your first community contribution. Cool. Verify commitment upfront before letting people in. Asking a few basic questions will help you verify that they're genuinely interested in the community. This helps you weed out bots and people who are just there to promote something. This will become like a challenge in future for sure. Right now it's going organic, but yeah, Google Form is also a filter out.
Right.
Validate new members' participation. Make sure that a new member posts and introductions get a prompt response in 12 hours or less. Yeah, this is important. Like they feel someone is someone cares about their post or comment.
But the idea is like you can't keep on, talking about it. Like, for example, someone wrote that he is this. You can't talk like, oh, great, welcome, because it will increase the thread, which nobody wants to read. So you can just react. That is like
Yeah.
emoji and stuff.
Yeah, reaction is a nice gesture. The first experience is important. If no one responds, there's a good chance they'll never post again.
That's right.
Yeah, let's see. Like we gotta experiment this way. This time.
Oh, 18 minutes left.
All right, that's good enough. I just have 4 points to cover. Experiment with new member cohorts. One of the biggest challenges for fast-growing communities is that inner circles form, and new members will feel like outsiders. I could definitely foresee this. By offering experiences for cohorts of new members, you give them their own inner circle. What experiences are they talking?
Maybe the time zone or the culture they already live in.
You give them their own inner circle. I I think maybe like facilitating like hobbies channel, like for music, it's like
Hmm.
from their own inner circle.
And maybe buddies thing will help. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next point. Offer a buddy system. Match up every new member with a buddy. Volunteer members of the simply having someone say, hey, I'm your buddy and I'm here. If you have any questions, as we get started, we'll go a long way. True.
Yeah,
These are
that's
points which we
Mhm.
teach them how to use Discord. I think we covered that. Oh, create a beginners channel. Introduction channels don't provide a whole lot of opportunities for conversation. Create a beginner channel where people are encouraged to intro themselves, but also it's a fair place to ask dumb or noob questions. I think this is important, like basic questions about NFT or anything like.
So many channels.
So many. Yeah, I was thinking that many channels are also be overwhelming. Like trying to understand what's the correct one to join.
Maybe the 10th one is like not we can look at because it can be done in hobbies channel, or we are having very lucrative form of Akita. So I don't think we need the 10th one, beginners channel.
Yeah, but like somewhere where we communicate that feel free to ask any noob question, like feel free to ask any question, but if you are just like feel free to ask any dumb question, where people will like, oh, they are open for any type of questions, like
Yeah,
just
that's cool. That's accessibility, right?
Mhm. digital accessibility.
So maybe we can change the Ask Us channel to something like this.
Ask us dumb question. Like, yeah, that's the ask. That's the goal. After the community call, ask us one dumb question.
Let's make dumb a savage thing.
Cool. Shri, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we can have like once a week something where they can ask these questions instead of creating a separately dedicated move or term channel or something like that.
Mhm.
Bringing people together is a task because of the different time zones we have. That is one big thing to look at.
Or we can have like mm, okay, so I was thinking if we have a dedicated like time, like for half an hour slot where you can ask any like dumb questions, and within those half an hour, if somebody posts some questions, we can ask that, like we can answer those or something like that.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, like I'm thinking like maybe like there is 130 minutes office hours or something where like, okay, ask us anything. Like, so ask me anything. It's like now that I'm conflicting. So there are like two ways. We have weekly ask me anything calls like for new members to get to know them, but also like this could be like ask us anything support services are where I'm stuck at Rhino interoperability. Can other members help? Like kind of connecting it to the help wanted channel or something.
We can name it like dumb us, dumb we. Something.
You haven't had morning coffee, right?
I don't
Oh,
have coffee, you know that.
Right.
I need it's nice only dumb us, dumb me or I, something like that. So that we are also dumb and they're also dumb. So the idea is not of having a dumb question, but dumb we people are dumb like that.
You know what I will
or
think?
or 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 something like we can have a link where they can post these questions and they'll get these answers like in their email or something like that.
Oh, that's a really good, like a Google form where, okay, just submit questions. We'll address it in the community call if you can't make it, or like some way to get
Yeah,
back
so
to them.
instead of like putting questions outside, if you are just submitting it directly to the community.
And anonymously, that is a nice thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Shri.
yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. I was thinking I was gonna reply to Richard's dump us, dump we, like if I were to join, and like the vision of the community is to create innovative projects. And if there are a bunch of dumb people, how are they pushing the boundary?
And then you're expecting dumb questions from anyone.
All right. Okay. The last thing um, was narrative, Discord, organized calls and docs, member directory, cohorts, working group structure. They operate 24/7. Welcome to the yeah. So in Cabin Down, they have like they're doing bounty based. So once you join the DAO, you complete set of tasks as bounty, and then you get reward. Like, and also I saw for social media, I think like in few of the metaverse channel, they say, oh, we posted on Twitter. Uh, like i- if you retweet it, there are like three random giveaways, or like people with retreat get like 10 points or something. Like it's very very markety, but people are doing something about engaging community on social media and like some incentive.
Something like if you do these tasks, you get a pop.
Mm.
Oh, this
Pope
That
just
to
or
afford, yeah.
sorry.
this just reminds me about the Pope that you wanted to give people tomorrow in the workshop.
No.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and also I'm a little distracted because I'm rearranging the mural for the workshop tomorrow because it was kind of ugly, right? So that's what I'm doing now. That's why I'm a bit quiet now. You might think it's
We are almost done.
yeah, okay, perfect.
Can we do
Okay.
something like, whoever joins like after a month or something, we can tag those people and on the on Insta or Twitter talking about, so who joined us, like these people, and they can retweet or stuff.
Yeah, if we yeah, I'm working on that ERC. Like man, I keep on so that if you find like a very easy way to mint like more NFT, like generally like if you give NFT in their wallet for their participation and reward, like they I have seen often people share it on social media. Oh, I am a or like say task group member for Crypto Barista Akidao design, or like we support, we value your thing, and it's like a NFT. Like Pope is cool, like but like NFT has like more social value than Pope, so people don't share Pope on social media, from my knowledge, but people share NFT. Pope is for us like as attendance. So maybe if we unlock some perks, it becomes valuable.
Depends, like if a person is very new to this sort of things, they will like Pope. They may not share it on social media, but that's okay. And second thing, for NFT, you have to invest money. Where are you getting money from?
So I'm okay. I'm broke. No, I'm gonna like mint like in a way like it's gonna be like cost like few dollars or less than few dollars. So yeah, it's fine. Like I'm fine with that. You can give me treat later, but yeah.
No, what? No dream. But something like that can happen. That maybe like if we get some first payments, we take some 15% to architecture DAO as we have been thinking of. So maybe that some one person can come out and do this NFT stuff if we
Yep.
want it. And we have to think if it is giving value, because we just don't want people to come and
Mhm.
get the NFT and go away. So we have to think
Definitely.
that also.
Yeah, there would be dedicated like marketing and social media budget, like which comes from operation budget. So this will be this will be part of those initiatives.
Or we'll allocate some money like every month for the marketing and stuff. We'll invest in something. Let's get it double or triple, and then one big mega event about Akita giving NFTs to the whole world.
Or like in one event in some metaverse festival where like people are coming in and they're Samuel is playing music, Barbara is dancing.
Yeah.
Uh, okay,
But I
so
have
I
a very
think
generous question, like how are we going in DAO rather than network states in this study group?
yeah, so forming a community and taking that community to make a network state, you got to have like a management of the community, onboarding of the community, DAO management. This is a crucial foundation. like creating currency is not a big deal. Having mission people is not a big deal. Like big deal, but like there are passionate people at Akida. Like, but how to like cultivate that culture is what we are investigating. Okay, community call general level 0, level 1. Yeah, I think we also need a better documentation of various contributor levels. So, gotcha. Community handbook forum. Hmm, forum would be good to have.
In handbook, yeah, wiki archidao, wiki archi.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. We can easily create like a website on like web page on GitHub with like this thing.
So much work.
Cohorts. I think this would be cool graph. I like this. All right. Structured learning. Okay. I think that's enough for that. All right. Concluding thoughts. I'm gonna. This is the best part. This is where I go last and I listen.
Ooh.
We'll start with Shri. What are your takeaways and any action items or things?
Um, Project Buddy and Dao Buddy. Then wayfinding.
Mhm.
Also ranking up roles like from contributor level 01 to 02, those things.
Mhm.
Also hobby channel.
You are the lead in that. Come on.
What?
Awesome. So the things you mentioned about buddy wayfinding, role ranking, those are like the action items for us. Like anything from the article which you find this is a good self-reflection or like takeaway based on like different frameworks they discussed or something.
There's a lot of things that we are already doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had the exactly same feeling that we are on the same page of the article. They just wrote down many of our feelings, right?
Yeah.
You organized our feelings for the last weeks. And I just got a little confused about the amount of stuff because I think that it can go in the other direction when we think about accessibility. If you have like lots and lots of lots and lots of campaigns and channels and many events, and when it's too much, it can get very fast confusing, right?
Yeah. I think like one of the exercise we should do like maybe next month is critically reviewing all the channels, and if there's some channels which are like just 3 comments and not active, we'll just archive it, and then when there is a need, we'll create another one, like narrowing it
Revive
down.
them later. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
I think Liz is also creating a document where what new channels are to be added and what channels are to be like redefined or something like that.
Oh, yeah. You gotta. Yeah, Liz is doing like efforts in onboarding. Yeah, we
Hmm.
gotta like communicate the findings from this to her for sure.
Yeah, and also we can like pre-announce some events like, like we were discussing about hobby. So maybe we did like somewhere in the March or the globally it's bit light, so people can join in and we can just tell them beforehand. So everybody has the right mindset and they can dedicate this time for something. So maybe in March or Feb, something around that, we can have one fun event like that in any metaverse.
Mm-hmm. Like the start of some new channel.
Yeah. And also like if you're thinking of a hackathon or something very internal, we can be like, we are launching a hackathon next in April. So whoever is willing, join Aki DAO and then you will have the access of it. Something like that. And we'll shout out
And
first.
we can also
Go ahead.
announce few things in that fun event or something like that.
Can you repeat, Shri?
Like we don't have a community like
Oh,
fun
show and tell.
event or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gathering or something like that. So
Correct, correct.
that would be a good place also to like announce some great news or something like that. Also, we can also use it to welcome the newcomers. Like these are the newcomers.
Or it can be something that we have so many on the list. So we can have like one follow the another. So it is not like a overwhelmed of information or events. It will be like one follows the another, maybe news after that. Okay, so maybe the hobbies thing that we are doing, like a fun event, can actually lead an announcement to hackathon, and hackathon can be an
Mm-hmm.
announcement to maybe something like promoting roles, something like that. So everything can take a
Yes.
lead on each other.
Oh, I just had a idea. Like, what if we create quest, like a baby quest? Oh, go to our newsletter channel, uh, do some activity, go to our YouTube and answer like some question, like so that like in a way it's like a adventure way of gamifying, like exploring all the channels, but also like they learn or something.
Yeah, you said that like two weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it easy to put in practice? Because it seems very much important.
Yeah, like we need to decide like and brainstorm on like what task we want to give. Like for example, if that Google form might help, like if they have more interest in metaverse, go to a metaverse project channel, and based on the discussions give us list of 4 major metaverse or like some quest stuff, something, or create a metaverse asset. And it's a way of learning as well as like the exploring uh, the Discord in a structured manner, like rather than like hopping from one way to another.
Okay, so I had this one idea where like we can like organize a quiz kind of thing where we can ask
uh,
questions and people can answer, and those answers they will get from the website or from Twitter or something like that. So it will be a single place where where they will engage in different platforms but have to answer these questions from the quiz.
But why we want all of this effort? Like, I don't think like we should do this because nobody has time, man. Like, what are you expecting people to research about Akidao? That doesn't make sense altogether. For me, at least, like I'll be like rather working on my other stuff and having this quest.
Even if it's very, very easy and fast.
yeah, it's like 2-minute task, like it's the same amount you you submit in Google form, but it's just like if there are 20 channels, I won't even start and click on first channel. But if I say go to 3 channels, go to newsletter and give me like the main article discussing like some task where okay you go to structure where, and even if they like, the challenge for us is to make it interesting and make it like short and adventure, so everyone like if it's similar like watch an Instagram story of Akida on like just going to the link and watching it is, it's fun activity. But also like they are indirectly we let them know okay we have an Instagram channel, so they might as well as follow at that point because they're so much close to that watching the story. So,
I have an idea about accessibility. Might not be something for you guys, but language is a problem for a lot of people. And even though people can understand English and have some conversation, it's hard when you are first trying to understand something that is a little complex, like what are all these channels, and start here and you read all this stuff and you get lost. We could have some very short intro videos in each language. For example, I can see each one of us create like some 1 minute video. It would be much more accessible for people here in Brazil to hear in português. Oi, se você não usou o Discord ainda, não sei o que, começa ali, lê isso, tá. Very fast and easy.
So amazing, yeah. I love this idea, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, let's make like a 1 minute channel overview or like in different languages. Maybe we can integrate in Start Here channel or
Yeah, in a video, I think a video like that could also be shared as story, something like this, or Heels, or anyway, in any other way, it would be easier to put people inside.
Yeah.
Let's
And we
just
can
try not to have a long list of videos that might get people confused again, or a different channel. Welcome in Portuguese, welcome in Hindu, welcome in Spanish. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but if people just submit the Google form and they receive the link, that would be whatever we could automate for this wayfinding would be amazing.
Yeah.
And we can even play the video in Google Form, so like they're not hopping from one place to another, like everything start to end you spend 10 minutes, but you got like a whole new knowledge of Akida. Like you don't even need to wait for the community call to understand what are the various things.
Yes, and maybe Google Form now just doesn't seem that capable enough, but something similar, like you just respond a few and see a video, and I don't know, maybe in the Akida website as well could be like a separate frame. I don't know.
But like a person says like he will be interested or she will be interested in Hindi or Portuguese. So the person clicks, and based on the response, they get an email back with the video. That is it.
Yeah, if we cannot show this embedded in the very fast click and pling, that would be our chances that they would listen to this video, watch this video, would be get bigger, right? Improve. I hate email. I don't open my emails anymore.
Or like what if we have
sorry, Shu.
Okay, so what if we have a single video, but the captions are in different languages?
Yeah.
But if we had, I'm actually thinking a lot about the community here in Brazil. There might be a lot of people that don't feel comfortable with English at all, like not even maybe subtitles. And if this could be a way to establish the Dao body, like at least in the beginning, if we have like 10 members from Brazil, I could be the DAO body for these 10 members. If we have 100 members from Brazil, then this first 10 members would be the DAO bodies for all these members. Like,
Okay.
it's easier when, might be easier if we get the barrier of the language out of the way.
And that's the role of ambassador. We were envisioning that you go in that community culture, and you, since you know the background and like you are talking the same language, so there could be a dedicated Spanish discussion channel where like onboarding, project info, and something like that.
Yeah, and also considering Spanish, could be people from Peru, people from Colombia, and people from,
Yeah,
we can very much start open up this little arms.
and that's where the data from members will help. Like if there are more people from South America, maybe like that's the priority we set up.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Anything else?
I have a list. Okay, I divided the things between things we can start now, things that take some time, and things to think about. Like things we could start now. I think the DAO body and the project body, it's something we can start just trying. Not much complexity, not much overthinking. Okay, now you are the DAO body of this process. Try something and see what happens, and then we can establish a process for this to make it smoother and more culture related. The project body also, if any in the next call, if someone new enters, we just pick a volunteer and okay, this is your task, be the project body and start something. And from your lesson learned, we can decide on how project bodies could be constructed better. The bot task from Discord might be something we could already put up very easily. I'd at least try if it's something that really do what it says. And adding our DAO website in the Start Here channel. That's also something very easy. Tasks that take some time: Google Form, Power BI, and the lobby of contributors. These would be my priority from all this list. Take some time, but it's seems very, very much important. Other stuff that we said that might take more time: stories, Instagram about DAO. What is it? What is DAO? What is ArcDAO? And about these stories, we might maybe choose a person or define a group of people who might spend some time working on that too. Maybe the graphics team could flip eventually when the graphics are more consistent. Add someone from marketing and someone with social media experience to create this kind of stuff. And define our culture event. This event that has to be scheduled, and maybe we are not that there in this point already. I don't know what you feel like, but culture takes a time to be built, and then people can write about it, right? If we just write down now, maybe it can seem a bit imposed or something, or we could just see this as something that we will keep evolving. Like, this is the culture now, and like in 6 months we can do another event, and what is our culture? Keep doing this, and major things to think about: how to do a proper welcome and wayfinding. All this whole process is, anyway, we still have to think a lot about it, right?
Yeah, and we can start making the channels like meme channel, water cooler channel, help wanted, hobbies channel, claim task channel. What else is there? Yeah, one thing we can do is like privately ask the question anonymously. So we'll just put that thing like link of a Google form, and we can get the questions. or else. And also we can start posting on social media like monthly joiners. We can start right now that thing.
I'm just thinking like, are there any redundant channel? Like, so meetings info, maybe we can combine with Akida announcement about
Yeah.
meeting announcement. Like,
What is the general chat? Never been here.
Yeah, there's general chat, there is welcome chat, and there's one more, I guess. No?
so NFT collab developers, we can rename this to help wanted or not, or what's the collaboration channel? People just want to collaborate with.
Yeah, so maybe that was the idea, that someone will invest and one will design and one, like something like that.
Yeah.
So this will grow when you start using this term in, in our community calls and in our Instagram and stuff. This will grow eventually, I guess.
Yeah. So one thing is like, people have shared interest about various intent about doing NFT. So intro ultimately should like be converted into collaboration if people wants to do something. So how to seamlessly create that bridge, not by rearranging the channel, but Mm, yeah, I think there are few channels are here which can also, AI data science is not active. Maybe we create a Google Doc within a channel that, okay, that's also two more
Google
steps.
Sheet.
Yeah, kind of Google Sheet, yeah. Where, okay, blockchain resources compilation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, like, there are like couple of channels we can definitely remove from here. There are two channels. Yeah, so I started this achievement channel, but I think like it's a good way to like keep a note of key events we do. So like a time bookmark. So also like it, I was intending like people who join, what's so cool about this? How is this different? Like they can check out the achievement channel. Oh, it's something unique they're doing. Okay. Yeah. Let uh, let's do some cleaning and add those channels. But like I really like how Bobby you summarized it between for various categories.
Oh, let me send where. Should we send our notes, share our notes written anywhere?
Now that I realize, should we just make a channel for meeting minutes and just
Yeah, we
like,
need.
yeah,
Send the
because it's scattered
Yeah.
all over the place. Another channel.
Is there a way to do sub channels like inside of the groups, inside of the channel, a sub channel?
Yeah, so you can create threads, but like for the current membership, if no one talks in the thread for 3 days or 7 days, it will automatically get archived or deleted. But if you have like, I think Discord Premium, like you can create for like any number of times. So sub channels.
Where would we put this minutes?
I'm creating a channel on general meeting minutes. I think like it's useful for everyone.
Cool.
Cool. There you go.
Meeting minutes.
There are some bots which are like not doing the job. I'm gonna fire those bots.
Okay, so
Okay.
what I did was I read something up. Okay, says You're saying something?
No, no, no.
So I was reading this, the link you sent, Mayur, like Cabin Dao Charter. So do you guys want to go through?
Oh, like if you had told me earlier that you had an article to share, I'll wrap up sooner.
No, it's not a, like, it will be very quick, I guess, because yeah, I'll run through fast because it doesn't make sense to be on it. So basically here they have told that what is the nature of Dao Charter. So it is like official and legal charter, something like that. And certain capitalized term that they have, which later they'll tell us. And so once a person enter as a member, so they are like, they have a consent to agree and legally bound to this charter. But also it is not an intention to be in a partnership, it's just a member. So this is something we have to look at. Then comes the part like, what is the name? Obviously they have said like cabin DAO or cabin can be used interchangeably, so that I think in ours also it is like, archidao.io, archidao, we keep on changing. So we can have these words very much like mentioned, because it can be misused also. Then so they're talking about how their permissionless blockchain they are incorporating for the governance. Third point they mentioned was, so obviously to encourage the voting in various certain other arrangements like transaction and evolving DAO and DAO members or third members. So here they are mentioning that. Now comes DAO shares and membership. So it will be like a record in a public key of extremely owned account. Okay, I forgot what was that. Okay, forgot. Why don't I remember? Okay, I don't know. So it's right from DAO members through the designated smart contract, and the number of DAO membership issued and held by such DAO members may also record any other relevant information regarding DAO member. Pairing, okay, so it's something like, I guess the numbers are like,
I think like there are like, so there are different ways like DAO can do voting. Like you can have like member based voting, right? Like each member carrying one vote, and like the whole DAOs is documented with their wallet address. And in order to pass a proposal, you need like that key pairings. But also like there are reputation based voting. There are like deliverable based voting. So
okay, so membership rights of the DAO shall be represented by an externally owned account. So I think that's something called multi-sig. No, like, or it is like some external account. They mean not a DAO but Ethereum wallet or something like that.
yeah, like so it's like, imagine this as a bank account of a company, like corporate bank account. So it's like a DAO. DAO address will, like any client who pay the money goes to this address, and then the DAO treasury is based on this.
Okay, so DAO member shall have the rights and power and privilege that are possible to be taken or exercised by the DAO members to designated. Okay, that we know, like it is based, everything is governance is based on the rights and powers are based on the smart contract we lay. And so status of a DAO member does not create the DAO membership right. Membership right do not include, okay, yeah, so it's like an authority, right to power, or the part of a DAO member to act as an agent, representative, attorney, or otherwise. So basically you become a member, not like really in a very legalistic manner. You can't be called as like you have a power in, like power
Or
of
like
ultimate. At least
you're
this
not
is what I have
employee.
understood. Yeah. And also you share the liability, and also you share the
Ooh,
liability.
yeah.
Then the binding effect of the designated smart contract. So here, like, okay, prohibition of legal proceeding and transfers. No DAO member shall, or without the prior written anonymous consent of the other DAO members, directly or indirectly take the attempt to take the following steps. So basically, everybody should be aware what a member is doing. So like, okay, I should have highlighted. So yeah, for any legal proceeding, so nobody can claim or enforce any judgment on other, something like that. And then you have to convey any of your DAO property if it is distributed, and you will be adhered to make it public. You cannot hide it, like, from the DAO that we have this thing, a property. And then comes the representation and warranties. So obviously each member is representing the beneficiary for the other DAO member, so they are working collaboratively. Authorization and enforceability, here they are representing DAO members' powers. Yeah, here they are talking about that they are legally and valid and binding obligation to any enforcement of the law they have, like with the okay, that will come later, I guess. Give me a minute. Agrees term condition of and become the bound to by this charter. This charter has been duly entered by representing DAO members and constitute. So yeah, so they are making like this is an informed consent that we are like, whoever is joining, they have done their due diligence and everything is like they have read, and then only they are running on this charter. So it is nothing like a forced or somebody just said by word or in any meeting. It is something that they have done their due diligence, and that's why it is like legal, valid and binding obligation. And then so yeah, and also they agree to this point that full and fair opportunity has been provided to read this charter in various format. So they have got the right to ask the question, also receive the answers from members if they have any doubt in any format and based on the charter. So, and third was, yeah, that thing that they have not relied on any external statement, information, representation of warranty, including the oral statement and diligence presentation. So it is like a person's personal choice and legal binding that the person is signing this charter. So some definitions, like very quick one was like claim. So what is the claim? So we know like any kind of I don't know how to explain, but yeah. And then consensus rules. So for that rule, for transaction validity, block validity, and determination of canonical blockchain. So basically, whatever in future we'll be getting or adding to the blockchain, they are adhering to it. So they are the consensus rule, I guess. Mayur, you know it better.
I think like it's like so there are different consensus mechanism, and like it's saying like it's immutable. So for example, if I say we take only one project where 50% of the members agrees to take the project, and like in smart contract, even if like 6 out of 10 members said yes, it has passed the criteria, and it will automatically trigger project initiation and like payment. So not even like it's not even waiting for rest of the 4 members to vote or the deadline. Like, so those are like embedded rules for transaction.
Okay. So a contract is obviously written or oral, implied by cause, and any representation or statement that promise or so it gives you the obligation that may be enforceable. And DAO member, as we have already seen, DAO property is like any token or asset that have right or property license. So here one point was there, I don't know where did I miss to highlight it. So it is like you should have hold that property, or something like that. That property you should have hold for some time, and then only it becomes something. I forgot shit. Okay. What else? Yeah. So designated blockchain. So obviously that's like a blockchain ledger that that at least a majority of nodes running on a designated client, and the network here they have taken as Ethereum mainnet.
Mhm.
Then designated client, whoever goes to the official GitHub is the designated client. No other person is a client who just orally talk or something. So they have to have reached their GitHub to get that designated client word. Smart contract, so they have given the address here. And distributed DAO property, oh yeah, it was here, means an asset right property that was once DAO property and has been distributed to a DAO member. So that is
Oh,
a
like
distributed DAO.
so DAO property is one that is owned by the DAO address, and but once the DAO distributes, let's say, that asset among the DAO members, it has become a distributed DAO property.
Yeah, right. So yeah, legal orders. So they means that any restricting orders or any preliminary or permanent injunction, stay or other with writ, whatever. So the idea is that so these legal orders should be issued by the court of competent, or I think the operationable applicable law in that place, and also the filing of a petition if for a bankruptcy, something like that. And then legal proceedings, so obviously the government there can take that legal proceedings over any of the problem that happens in the DAO. Liability, yeah, so liability is that whatever you do should be on balance sheet, it should not be away from balance sheet. This is what you have to be very careful of. And that to be liable means to have, suffer, incur, or obligated for, or be the subject of to a liability. Lien, exclusive license of intellectual property, community property, interest, or restriction of any nature, including any restriction of voting security. Okay, this I was reading, I didn't complete it. Okay, yeah.
I'm wondering, like, what happens, like, let's say someone in the DAO comes up with a crazy idea and that becomes like a IP, or they file for patent. Like, is a DAO holds some IPs? It's only the member IP? Because like in university for research, the IP is shared between both university and the researcher. So I don't know. Yeah.
So it will be shared to DAO only. Like, why members? Achha, you mean, okay, they'll use which account? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like for example, so various companies have like various like when you join a company, there are like company rules or NDAs. Like if you develop some product or idea as part of that company owns that product. You can't like take out and use the same product. So like IP is fully by company. There are some companies who say, okay, IP is shared by both the people develop 50% and maybe the company 50%. So if that gets into patent and licensing, like both benefits. So like I think like it's just one, like we don't have like a hardcore research which is like IP relevant, but I was just curious, like.
So yeah,
But
this was
I
a
think
basic.
Richa, this is a really good summary and like main highlights. I was thinking like we could make like a doc or something where okay they have like some important points. Okay, have a designated account number, have a designated smart contract, designated blockchain, and we need to make like those decisions soon. Like so, like what are some list, and maybe in the upcoming court call we start making those decisions. Oh, you already?
Yeah. Switch stops.
That was great. Although like there's something which went above my head, but
Yeah, even my head. Don't worry. That's why I was like floating fast. The idea was just to understand how they have written their charter. Okay, let me take once more, like just an overall summary, like how did they do. So first they talked about the nature of the Dao Charter and like what the whole thing is about. And then they have talked about the Dao, like what is it, like what is the purpose and structure. And later they goes with like Dao shares and membership. So this is like a very good step to understand.
Mhm.
If anybody is in a problem, they can actually read it out. And then obviously how it is like binding effect of a designated smart contract. So how it is laid and who all is liable and what are the liabilities, what are the guarantees, warranties, those sort of things. And then representation and warranties. Okay, I messed up here. So was about only smart contract, and this was here for representation and warranties. And then they had a definition. So I really like the idea that definitions were at the end, because when I was reading, I was like, what are these terms for? And by the time I used to go and search on Google and get the answers, and when I come down, these things were very clear to me. So I like the format they have presented.
Yeah, the structure is very well written. It gives like even like a non legal background people, like what are the things one should consider like before starting a DAO.
Yeah, because if we read something like NBC in India, so we get the terms beforehand. So it is like we lose the interest. But I really like the idea of these terms coming in the end.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking about the hackathon idea, and what if we do like a Arkidao metaverse festival or hackathon where 7 days people are working on metaverse, but also each day we are inviting guests from different metaverses, doing like a workshop as well as like guest interview, and daytime people are working. It could be very interesting.
Maybe Daniel is talking something like that, no? To Somyam guy.
Yeah, it's more kind of an educational workshop on that, in that sense. Cool. That was great. Who's preparing summary for this?
I've prepared that. Maybe I can share, and then anybody of you can add or subtract.
Okay, I just
Also,
added my notes in the meeting minutes. If you can add it on top of it.
where did you add?
In the new
Meeting minutes
meeting
channel.
minutes channel.
Oh,